Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
We are your breakfast show brothers. We're bros.
Right on.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Oh, well, okay. Happy New Year to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hope that you have a great year ahead.
Okay. You do know it's March, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
This is the original New Year's Day.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Didn't know that.
Yeah. Until about, a few hundred years ago, it was New Year's Day.
Oh.
True.
Okay.
You're looking at me. You give me that look.
Well, yeah, I'm just trying to reason my way through this.
March 25th was the start of the new year. It was thought to be the day that Jesus was conceived. If you think about it, 9 months. It wasn't until they started using the Gregorian calendar in 1582 that we switched to New Year's Day being January 1st.
Oh, I see.
So Happy New Year
Okay.
to you.
Well, thank you. And same to you.
Thank you, bro. It's also National Lobster Newburgh Day.
Lobster what?
Newburgh Day.
Oh. I don't know what that is. Is that like some kind of dish?
It's a creamy, boozy lobster stew
Oh,
made with cognac and sherry.
okay.
It was invented by a sea captain named Ben Winberg, who might have had a drinking problem, but renamed Newburgh after he got into a fight with a famous New York restaurant that served it. So we've learned two things today. This is actually New Year's Day,
Okay.
and there is a National Lobster Newburgh Day
All right.
on this actual first day of the year.
Okay.
So Happy New Year to you.
Thank you, Dave, and to you.
Well, let's see here. Check 1, 2. I want to test there. The phone was ringing. I always get nervous when the phone's ringing because I think something's wrong. But we'll take some calls here in just a little bit on the game.
Okay.
Make sure it's working.
All right.
On this New Year's Day. Oh, there's my pen. I don't have a
Okay.
pocket in this shirt. It drives you crazy. School lunch menus today. Oh, by the way, hi, Mom. Peggy, how you doing? Jim, how's things down in Arkansas?
Oh, they're good. My mom was texting me all night. Arkansas won the basketball game last night.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Big upset, don't you think?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah,
was-
so Mom's happy. Trust me, Mom is happy today. She's like texting me, "Go Hogs."
Oh, boy.
At halftime, I got a text. I feel an upset coming on.
She was right.
So my mom was probably doing the "Woo Pig Suey" chant
Oh, boy.
at home last night.
Oh, Peggy, settle down.
Yeah.
SEM, they're having delivered pizza today.
All right, Sandhill School in Dunning. Pizza, Jell-O cups, chips, and cookie at Sandhills.
Broken Bow Middle School, High School. Let's see here. It's Pizza Hut pizza, toasted cheese sandwich with creamy tomato soup, fresh baked ham and turkey sub, grilled chicken salad with roasted flatbread, and vegetables, fruit, and milk.
Ansley today serving hamburgers for lunch.
By the way, is my eye looking better?
A little bit better, yeah. Yeah. Did you take care of that problem yesterday? The how did you put it? The rogue
Shower head.
shower, yeah,
Had the
shower stream,
Wild
or whatever.
stream. Stray stream, I guess
Yeah.
you'd call it. I took a shower this morning. It was still squirting out there, but I just
it?
tried to stay a little off to the side.
You've been able to adjust to it.
Well, so far.
That's one of the keys.
Jeremy gave me the solution to the problem on the Party Line show yesterday.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, there's some sort of solution that you can buy that kind of takes care of that buildup.
Sure.
And, Jeremy, he's got it all down. Put it in a plastic baggie, and then put it over the shower head and, put a tie on it so it stays there and just leave it there a little while, and then it'll clean out the plugged this plug nozzle there.
Yeah.
But I didn't get that done, so I just I'm only about half showered because I was off to one side the whole time.
Okay.
So
All right.
if I smell on one side, that's the reason why.
That's all right. We'll just move to the other.
Arcadia today, they're having corn dogs, and that's great because tomorrow is Food on a Stick Day.
Oh, well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no better food on a stick than a corn dog.
Right on.
Anselmo Myrna today featuring pepperoni pizza for lunch, toasted cheese sandwich with creamy tomato soup, or a roasted ham and cheddar deli wrap. Choices today at Anselmo Myrna.
Loop City, it's tuna and noodles or beef and noodles and green beans.
Arnold today serving, looks like a fish sandwich today at Arnold. Are you done?
Yes. I
Okay.
am, yes.
Callaway today, spaghetti for lunch at Callaway. And at Sargent today, going to be fish, corn, fruit cup, dinner roll, milk, and salad bar at Sargent today.
Before we move along and forget to mention this, we want to make sure you know that the Sargent High School students are having a blood drive today at the Sargent Community Building. Now, they'll have the doors open from 10:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and they'll probably take walk-ins, but it's probably more convenient for everybody if you make an appointment. So call them at 308-830-2380. 308-830-2380. A blood drive today at the Sargent Community Building, and that starts at 10:30 this morning, and the Sargent High School students are putting this on, so that's very, very good. And of course, we all know how short the blood supply is right now, so if you can donate, they would appreciate it. And there's some other ones coming up in the near future as well. What are you smiling about?
Nothing.
Your mother?
Yeah, I guess. Sure.
Peggy?
Yeah.
She makes me smile, too,
Oh, good.
since she's adopted me.
Yeah. Actually, what I was smiling about was the whole thing about you only showering one side of you.
Well, I didn't want to get my eye injured again. Yeah. You have to kind of surmise.
So if you come up to Dave today, and let's say, well, will you share with us what side you did wash today?
Well, let's see.
because that way we know.
The right side.
Okay, so the right side is clean.
Yeah, because I had to go
Okay.
to the left to get out of the way of the errant spray.
Okay, all right. So if you see Dave downtown or something, you want to visit with Dave for a while, we encourage you to kind of stand to the right of Dave.
I would. I really would. I didn't get a lot of water on that one side. It was kind of dry over there.
So there you go. If it looked like I was smiling, that was it. I was just kind of, yeah.
Well, sometimes when I look over and you're smiling, I know I've made a mistake.
Yeah. Oh, no. No,
So-
no, it was just, yeah. I was just thinking about you only being clean on one side today. So yeah, keep that in mind. If you see Dave, kind of stand to his right.
Well, and you know what? I did notice after that shower and being dry on the one side, I only had to put lotion moisturizer on the one side, too.
Oh, well,
So I saved a little lotion this morning.
that's good.
I
guess.
I didn't ever think I would have to put moisturizing lotion on. I used to kind of make fun of guys when they
Well.
would put moisturizing lotion on. But if you don't, after
I-
they shower in this dry air,
I know. I'm with you.
you know, I've been. Do you ever do this with Shelley? Like if you're back, if you're
Now my smile is one of nervousness.
Well-
I always get nervous when you go down these roads because I never know what you're going to say or what
Well,
you're going to ask.
you guys are married.
It does get me nervous.
you're a couple,
well,
you're a thing.
for almost 23 years now.
Does she ever scratch your back for you?
Well, yeah. When sometimes you just get
Can't
that
reach it.
uncontrollable
Yeah.
itch on your back. Yeah, you can't reach it. So yeah, if I ask her to,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, well, Joan's been giving me a scratch right before I go to bed. And then the deal is that it makes me feel like a primate. Doesn't it you? Don't you feel a little bit more like that you're in the jungle and you're picking bugs off one another?
No, I guess I've never thought of it that way.
I like it because it takes you back. If you're a primate, you're just
But-
down to animal type pure love.
But the one thing I don't like, are you like this? Okay, you get an itch on your back.
Right.
And so you got, your wife is starting to scratch it for you, and then it like moves all over. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All of a sudden you begin to itch all over your back.
You do.
You know what
You
I
do.
mean? And I've never understood that.
Well, it's because they're doing such a good job. You want them to scratch somewhere else, a little further down the back.
Okay.
And Joan never asked me to scratch her back, but she found when she was cleaning the closet out the other day, a really cool back scratcher.
Oh yeah, those are nice. Yeah.
They're not as good as the primate method, but if you don't have a fellow primate with you, you go with the back scratcher. And this was one that her mom and dad got. They ordered when Joan was real little, and it's handmade. It came from I don't know what country, but it's very ornate. It's really cool, and it's got the little hand,
Yeah.
little wood hand. It's all wood. It's really nice.
Yeah.
If you like, show it to you when you come over sometime.
Oh, well, great. Okay, thanks.
You betcha. Let's play the game.
Well, let's do. We've been asking questions this week about Bob Dylan, who released his first album in March of 1962. Here's your final Bob Dylan question. Which of the following instruments does Bob Dylan not play? Okay. Which of the following instruments does Bob Dylan not play? Your choices are the keyboards, harmonica, guitar, or the flute. Which of the following instruments does Bob Dylan not play? Keyboards, harmonica, guitar, or flute? If you know, call us at 872-2801.
Really?
That's what the question says. Yes, flute is one of the choices.
Call us and win a prize at 872-2801.
Nebraska State Bank believes in our strong rural communities. We believe in our local ag producers and their capacity for innovation and growth. At Nebraska State Bank, we work hard to support our customers' growth, and that means growing ourselves as well. We offer a variety of banking products to make banking easier, especially during busy times, such as making payments online, signing loan documents digitally, or mobile depositing a check. These are just a few ways we can help simplify your life. Visit nesb.bank or call any of our branches to learn more about how we can make banking easier for you. Nebraska State Bank, member FDIC.
It's that time of year. Time for trade-in days at Bo Bootery. Welcome in the spring season by bringing in your old shoes, purses, hats, or boots to trade in on something new. New spring styles are coming in and we're putting them on the shelves. You simply must come in and look at them. There are fun and beautiful colors galore. Trade-in days going on right now at Bo Bootery on the square in Broken Bow. Proud to be your home-owned shoe store.
We have Catherine on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's all the chickens doing?
Oh, laying like crazy.
They're-
And the little bantams, they're wanting to set like crazy, but I'm not letting them yet.
How do you stop a chicken from laying an egg?
Well, they just stop on their own and want to set, so then I have to take them away from the nests and put them in a dry pan
Oh, boy.
so that they don't have a place to set.
Good thinking, Catherine. I wouldn't have thought of that. Of course, I don't know much about chickens like you do. So here's your question from Brent.
Okay, Catherine, which of the following instruments does Bob Dylan not play? Keyboards, harmonica, guitar, or the flute?
Well, just by guessing from your talk, I'm going to guess the flute.
Yeah, you would be right. As far as we know, he does not play the flute.
Okay.
So because you've answered correctly, we have a certificate that's going to get you a free personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut. So just come on out and see
well,
us when you
thank
can. You bet.
Thank you. And tell Dave just to take vinegar and put on his shower head for about a day.
Okay.
Oh, Catherine, I don't
It's a
like
lot
this.
cheaper.
I know, but I just can't stand the smell of vinegar. Oh,
Well, put a clothespin on your nose.
that's okay. Thanks, Catherine.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, what is your deal with vinegar? I mean, you won't even eat salt and vinegar chips.
Oh, gosh,
Which
no.
I think is one of the best flavored potato chips out there.
I just don't think vinegar. I don't think you should drink something that you make.
Well, she didn't say anything about drinking it. She just was talking
Well,
about
people
using
drink
it to
it.
clean your shower
They
head.
clean their
so
toilets with it. And then
Yeah.
it's really rotten apples is what it is. And it smells. And my mom used to rinse my hair with vinegar to make it nice and shiny and
so
clean.
now we're kind of getting to the root of it all.
Well,
That I'm guessing that's really you didn't like vinegar being put on your hair, and that smell brings back traumatic memories of when you were a child.
I think it damaged me as a child. We have guests in the studio. Would you like to introduce them?
We do. I think they're from Nebraska State Bank. Is that where you guys are from?
We sure are.
Whew, thank goodness I got it right. Well, I'll let you introduce yourselves.
We can do that. I'm Christy Bartok.
Kelsey Belts.
Kelsey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I just have to ask permission. Brent, do you think I should ask them about the primate back scratching?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I think we should just move on.
Okay. Christy, how are you?
I'm pretty good, actually.
Good. I saw you at the meeting the other day.
Yes.
It was an interesting meeting with all the people
really
after
was.
that tour and everything. Mm-hmm. It was pretty neat, wasn't
Yes, it really was.
it? Yeah. Well, since I can't ask any of the questions I want to ask you guys, whether it be about chicken eggs or shower heads or primate scratching, let's talk about Nebraska State Bank.
Let's do that. Okay, we have two big topics that we want to hit and then an extra one if we have time. The first one is Cheryl Royal. She does mortgage and consumer loans at the bank. She is retiring at the end of March. So congratulations to Cheryl, but we're having a big open house for her on next Thursday at the end of the month, the 31st, at the main branch from 3 to 5. So come on out and help celebrate Cheryl. I know she's helped a ton of people in the community. So this is just kind of our way to celebrate her and congratulate her on her retirement and best wishes for the future.
How many years?
28.
28.
Wow.
Yeah. Cheryl actually was at our at the Mason City Farmers Bank. And then when we bought Farmers, she came on with Nebraska State Bank. So she's been with us a long time.
That's great. I hope
A
she has
super valuable part of our family.
You bet. Well, I hope she enjoys her time
Yes.
off. Yeah,
Yes.
good.
Kelsey's going to hit on, we always have new products, and so we're rolling out one next week. So Kelsey's going to kind of touch on something that'll show up in the app next week.
Yes, this is for our Card Valet users, and Card Valet is where they manage their debit cards. It is now going to be within our app. So when they log in under the quick links, there'll be a spot they can click on. They'll take them directly to manage their cards. And within that, they can set travel exemptions. And what that is, if you plan on going to a different state for vacation, you can go in there and set that state and the time frame that you're leaving. It also has a new card fraud. So if a transaction were to not be something that you did, it will notify you and you can let us know that that is not your purchase, and it will take care of that.
Overall, it gives much more ability for you to kind of manage things on your own. And so before, we encouraged them to call in when they would go out of state, just so nothing happened with their debit card that it, got denied or something like that. Because anytime transactions happen out of state, it's kind of just a red flag, like, okay, maybe we better make sure that these are true transactions, not somebody that stole their card. And so this, one of the big things that Kelsey said was the travel exemptions that you can just enter on your own without kind of having to call in and talk to somebody. You can still do that. That's still great. But if you didn't want to, you can just use your card or the app.
Okay, so this is kind of a new and improved.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep, it's all within the app. So before, it used to be Card Valet, and that used to be a separate app. So you would have the NSB app and then Card Valet. And now it's all integrated into one, which makes it so much more user-friendly. We're super excited about being able to offer this.
It sounds like a real improvement. And Kelsey, changes all the time. This banking business doesn't stand still anymore, does it?
No, it doesn't.
That's what makes it exciting.
Yes.
It has a few other things. What's the other things, Kelsey?
They do have now within this, you can kind of track your spending that you're doing with your card. It will kind of, I don't know, put it in a...
Yeah, like if you think of like a circle and then this category is living expense. This
Kind of a pie
category is
chart
gas.
type
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So you can kind of see that.
Yes, it also will track. So I know a lot of people have a lot of recurring purchases. It will kind of track that for you. And you can see that you can't cancel it from our app. You'll actually still have to call wherever you're doing. But it's kind of nice, sometimes we forget what we've signed up for, and we'll keep track of that.
That happens a lot.
I know. I did that recently on some of my transactions. I made a list of the ones. It's like, okay, I have Netflix, I have this one, I have this one, and then all of a sudden my list is like 12 long. I'm like, okay, this is a problem. We need to start getting rid of some of these.
Yeah. I think everybody can relate to that
Yes.
anymore. Yeah.
So that'll be in one. You'll go to one little section, and it'll show all of your subscriptions that you have assigned to that card. So that'll be a huge feature also.
Yes, and then, some of us sometimes misplace our cards. You still have the option, if you can't find it, to turn your card off until you do find it, and then you can turn it back on if you are worried it's not within, your house. So that's great as well.
I have going back to the fraud thing,
Yeah.
and I hope this isn't a dumb question. But,
Oh, gosh, no.
I'm not sure when this was, but we kind of had a situation where our card flagged something as fraud. We didn't know it. All of a sudden, we couldn't use our card.
Yes.
Until how do you guys handle that?
So
Or what is the best way to handle that if someone gets into that predicament?
So the first thing I'd say is the phone numbers, making sure those are up to date, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
So we like to have, especially your cell phone, more than likely, because that's going to be our fastest way of getting a hold of you. And when you have your phone number, your cell phone associated with your card, you can actually usually get alerts, like a text message. Did you do this transaction? And then you can automatically respond just to that.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you do happen to miss that, you can call in and we can research that for you. And if you do need to make that transaction, again, because if it's not fraud, we can open it up for you, and you'll be able to make your purchase.
Yeah, sometimes it happens on the weekends, which is, we have banker's hours. So we can't always help. So when you have that cell phone number built into it, or make sure you have the cell phone number kind of on the system, and you can just call in and make sure that that's added. And then it should send you an alert, and then you can go ahead and respond right away.
I mean, it
can be a big inconvenience.
Yeah,
Yes.
but it's one of those things where you go, it can be frustrating, but then at the same time, you're like, well, I'd rather have it do that than get burned by it
Yes.
actually being a fraudulent charge that I didn't know about. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Which is why those out-of-state ones are such a huge, important thing, because if you're out of state, more than likely that will flag because it's not your just normal activity. And so it'll flag, and if you don't have a travel exemption on there, then it doesn't know that you're out of state.
And then when it does happen, then you really start to get mad at the people who are making this an issue in the first place. You know what I mean? That are setting at home in their pajamas trying to figure out some way to, steal your card number or something.
Yes.
But that's the world in which we live.
It
And
really is.
I know when you guys have been in here in the past, we've talked a lot about security, and that's a huge part of it, what you guys do now, isn't it?
Yes, it really is. Kelsey and Candy do a huge part of the cards and the card fraud and any card issues. In the operations side, we're both from operations. You don't see the operations side as much, and there's so much on our side that we do to help protect our customers, and having a product like this is just one of those additional ways that we can do that.
Great.
All right.
Okay, last thing.
Okay.
Should be quick. If you didn't know already, this week is National Ag Week.
Yes.
It was the entire week. We don't just get a day. It's not Donut Day. It's the whole week of ag. So we just want to thank our ag customers and really anybody that's involved in ag or kind of gets the downfalls from ag. I shouldn't say downfalls, but the associations with ag, because, you know, our entire community kind of touches ag in one way or another. So we just want to recognize them. I have some quiz questions for you guys.
Oh, boy.
Are you ready?
Okay.
All right. 1 bushel of corn weighs how much?
Oh, boy. I think it's 2.7 pounds.
I think that's a little low.
I'm very nervous about we're going to both come off sounding like idiots on these questions. I have a bad feeling. I'm going to guess 20 pounds.
It's actually 56.
Oh, wow.
And what surprised me was soybeans is actually more on average, 60 pounds.
Really?
Yeah.
That is surprising.
A bushel of soybeans, 60 pounds. 1 bushel of corn produces enough syrup to sweeten how many cans of soda pop?
One bushel?
1 bushel.
To sweeten how many cans of soda? I'm going to say probably 1,200 cans.
Ooh, we're long on that one. 325.
Oh, gosh, I'm really getting an F so far.
Okay, and if you didn't know, it's pig skin, which is a football, was never actually made from pig skin. It was actually made from like pig bladder, I think. They expanded that in the olden days. Now it's made from steer hide. So about 4 steers can make how many footballs?
Wow, 4 steers, fully grown steers.
Yep.
I'm just trying to visualize. Just put a football on
I know,
the side
right?
of a
How many
steer.
steers? Yeah. Or how many footballs can you get?
150.
300. Oh, no, I'm sorry. 75 footballs. So you're a little long again.
Okay.
All right, last one.
75. So in other words, they can't use every part of
Yeah,
the steer.
exactly. I don't think so. 75. How many gallons of water does a dairy cow drink in a day?
Oh, wow.
Gallons.
Gallons of water, a dairy cow. It's got the water in front of them most all the time. And when they gulp, what do you think? Quart?
I don't even know where to guess.
I'm going to say they can drink 62 gallons a day.
Oh, pretty high. 35 gallons, which is the equivalent of a bathtub of water. So they can drink
Every
a
day.
bathtub of water every day.
That's pretty good.
I know. That's all I got for you. So thanks to all those ag borrowers. We really appreciate your patronage and all the things that ag does for our economy.
Well, it's the number one deal around here. We always say we have all these other businesses that are partners with agriculture, but ag leads the way. So it's very, very important. So
Perfect.
Good questions, by the way. Do you
right?
feel like an idiot now?
Yes, I do.
Sorry.
Yeah. And a lot of our ag producers are laughing at Dave and I right now.
That's usually the case.
Yes.
So it's nothing new. So, and Nebraska State Bank, they do all kinds of lending and offer all kinds of bank services, but I'm sure ag is really big with Nebraska State Bank.
Yes, it really is. So we wouldn't be where we are today without ag. So we really appreciate everything.
Now, who is the very, very nice? I was just in the bank yesterday, and the very nice lady that sits up front when you walk in the door.
Oh, Miss Lori Klein.
That's Mrs. Klein, Lori
Yes.
Klein.
Mm-hmm.
She is so nice.
She is
Yes.
so nice.
She's. I actually showed her my bad eye yesterday.
Ew.
She asked me how my eye was doing, and I showed it to her, and she seemed to be. Well, I don't know. She was nice enough to say that's too bad, and good luck with that.
She has a smile for everybody, no matter what ailment
There
you
you go.
have of the day.
That's so great to have somebody out front like that, isn't it?
It really
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
It really is. We actually didn't have somebody, after we remodeled, we weren't sure if we were going to add that back in or not. And it's just a huge spotlight of our bank and really creates that personal interaction. And Lori's a perfect person for that job.
Well, she is. She's so you feel like you've known her forever, even if you haven't. The other thing, when you have somebody out front like that, you can say, I'm going to do this kind of banking, who should I go see? And that can be taken care of, and you're not kind of wondering.
Feeling lost.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, tell her hi for me. Tell her my eye's good.
Okay. Yes, it looks wonderful. Great.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Nebraska State Bank, our guest, Christy and Kelsey, thanks for coming in. We appreciate it. And maybe next time we can talk about primate itches, but we won't have time for that right now.
We'll skip it for now.
Okay. News is next on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on a Friday.
Rise and shine.
All right.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN. You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Go, go, go.
On KCNI KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News special report. President Biden is flying from Brussels to Warsaw after announcing a plan to send liquefied natural gas from the U.S. to Europe to reduce reliance on Russian fuel as the war in Ukraine rages on. CBS's Ed O'Keefe is in Warsaw.
The president is now on his way here to Poland. He'll stop first in Rzeszów, that city that has served as a main entry point for Ukrainians fleeing the war next door. President Biden will meet with Poland's president and get an update on the humanitarian response as the Biden administration and European allies are taking new steps to respond to the growing crisis.
Ukraine appears to be making progress in the fight against Russian invaders. Correspondent Holly Williams.
Ukrainian forces say they're close to recapturing Irpin, around 14 miles north of Kyiv. The Russian assault has torn this place to shreds. A thriving town reduced to a wasteland with very few residents left.
CBS News special report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Here is a look at state news. I'm Gavin Higgins. A plan to spend roughly $1 billion in federal pandemic cash won initial approval from state lawmakers on Wednesday, despite squabbles over specific projects. The package would pour millions of dollars into job training programs, housing grants, food pantries, meat processors, a new law enforcement training center, and dozens of other projects throughout the state. Lawmakers advanced the bill 41-1 through the first of 3 required votes. The federal money was designed to help states and local governments counter the effects of the coronavirus pandemic. Members of the Budget-Focused Appropriations Committee crafted the $1 billion spending plan out of roughly $4 billion in requests for money, according to State Senator John Stinner, the committee's chairman. Stinner said each member of the committee ranked the proposals privately, and their collective decisions were what shaped the package. Lawmakers on Wednesday voted to send $17.5 million to the state's 2 nonprofit food banks to buy food and add storage space. Senator Wendy DeBoer of Bennington said the food banks have been an increase in demand and decline in donations since the pandemic began. DeBoer said demand typically remains strong 3 to 5 years after a major crisis because people who lost their jobs often end up in debt. But other measures hit a wave of opposition, including one that would have pulled $20 million out of a proposed $47 million law enforcement training center in Grand Island. Senator Megan Hunt of Omaha questioned whether the project was allowable under federal rules and said the money would be better spent on fighting food insecurity. She later withdrew the amendment. Supporters of the law enforcement center said the new center would replace a badly outdated facility and help fill vacant law enforcement jobs faster. They said the facility was an acceptable use of money because law enforcement officers were considered frontline workers throughout the pandemic and still had to report to work in person. Lawmakers also rejected a proposal that would have steered an extra $20 million into a bonus program for Nebraska public school teachers using money set aside for Nebraska State Fair sewer upgrades. Senator Carol Blood of Bellevue said she introduced the bonus program to try to fight Nebraska's statewide teacher shortage. Blood said Nebraska public school teachers earn an average starting salary of $35,820, placing them 47th nationally among the states. Senator Kurt Friesen of Henderson, however, said Nebraska's schools received a separate payout of $1 billion from the federal government and vented about the legislature's scramble to use all of the pandemic aid.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles,
Here's Eddie Garcia.
In the NCAA men's basketball tournament, Sweet 16 action, and a pair of number one seeds are eliminated, including the number one overall seed Gonzaga losing to fourth-seeded Arkansas 74-68, and fellow one seed Arizona is out after the fifth seed Houston led wire-to-wire in a 72-60 victory. Number two seed Duke beat the three seed Texas Tech 78-73, so at least one more game for Blue Devils legendary head coach Mike Krzyzewski, who picks up his NCAA tournament record 100th tournament victory. Duke will next face Arkansas in the West Regional Final. Two seed Villanova beats the 11 seed Michigan 63-55. The Wildcats will take on Houston in the South Regional Final. NBA games of note, the Suns pick up their league best 60th win of the year with a 140-130 win over the Nuggets. Bucks beat the Wizards 114-102. Pelicans top the Bulls 126-109. Raptors over the Cavaliers 117-104. Grizzlies beat the Pacers 133-103.
Here's your weatherology forecast. A red flag warning will be in effect from early this afternoon until late this evening. Some sunshine today with our high nearing 56. North winds between 15 and 25 and gusting as high as 35. Partly cloudy overnight tonight with a low around 25. North winds between 5 and 20 and gusting as high as 30. More sunshine on Saturday with a high of 55 and 26 Saturday night. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff forecaster Kara Foster.
It's true, many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than preparing for retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, I agree, and I'd like to help. I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Tim McCaslin.
And I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Janet Lawhorn.
Together, we can give your long-term retirement strategy the attention it deserves. Stop by our office on the north side of the square in Broken Bow or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
807, 37 degrees outside here at Broken Bow. The cloud cover is breaking up just a little bit up there, so we've have some clear sky, but a lot of clouds as well. And the winds are definitely a factor and will be all day, as you just heard. It's going to be a windy one. Barometric pressure at 30-20 and still rising. Humidity at 47%. High temperature yesterday, 65 with an overnight low of 39. Sunrise this morning occurred at 7:34, sunset at 7:55, sunrise tomorrow morning at 7:32. And we have recorded 30 hundredths precipitation all of this month of March. And maybe before the show's over today, we can get Gavin Higgins into the studio if he's not out covering something, because there were couple of different fires yesterday, and we do know that Gavin was at the one south down in the Sumner area, and then there was another one late afternoon, early evening over near Callaway, along the Callaway Road and the Callaway-Arnold River Road. So fires continue to be a problem out there, and today is going to be especially dangerous with these winds blowing the way they are. Again, we actually had less wind yesterday than we've had for a while, so we would hope that as we go through March, we'll see less wind. But again, I always
more moisture.
And more moisture, yes. Yes, very much so. And I always go back to Bob Geiger, the weather guy, who explained to me it's actually windier in April than March on average, which is rather frustrating, the March we've had so far. Let's hope that that is not the case this year. We get some rain and less wind, because we're dry and we keep drying things out every day. It's kind of bad.
Yeah.
All right, you're listening to The Breakfast Show. We are The Breakfast Show brothers, Brent and Dave here, and we want you to stay with us because we have guests coming in that we'll be visiting with yet today. It looks like Andy's coming in from Gibbons Electric to talk about that very important activity in reference to the Muddy Creek celebration, so we'll find out more about that. They're trying to get volunteers rounded up so they can have that for the 136th time in a row. Don't want to break that record.
Yeah.
So, also looks like Mid-Plains is on our guest list today as well, and we're going to be contacting a comedian.
Oh, good.
Yes. Who will be performing at Sylvester's.
Tonight.
Yeah. Gary Minke will be the person we're going to try to get a hold of, find out what his act's all about.
All right. Sounds good.
And there's more than one. I think there's two people performing a comedy tonight, as I remember.
I think you're right.
And then a very, very good band called The Innocents playing there tonight at Sylvester's as well.
All right, big night.
Yes. Happy birthday to Ellen at Subway. Happy birthday, Ellen.
Hey, Ellen, happy birthday to you.
You always have the radio on to KBBN, and so we're guessing you're probably hearing this. We hope you have a super good day.
Yes.
Do you have anything else over there for a happy anniversary or celebration?
Well, yes, an anniversary I do. Do you know Dan and Sandy Eggleston?
Oh, do I?
All right. How their anniversaries today?
Yes.
What number do you guess?
I think probably 49 years.
Go one more.
50.
50
it's their 50th.
today. Yep. Congratulations, Dan and Sandy Eggleston, two wonderful people. Congratulations and happy anniversary to you. The 50th wedding anniversary for them today.
Congratulations. You bet. You bet. If you are celebrating a birthday today, you are celebrating your birthday with Elton John. Take a guess.
Oh, man. 81.
Oh, he's going to be mad at you. 75.
Oh, sorry. I don't know.
Also, Sarah Jessica Parker is 57 today. Of course, an actress that one of her big characters was played in Sex and the City series, and that was Carrie Bradshaw. And then she's appeared also in Footloose, Hocus Pocus, First Wives Club, and The Family Stone, to name a few. She's on Broadway right now with her husband in a play there right now. Vladimir Klitschko, 46 now.
Oh, the boxer?
Yeah.
Klitschko? Yeah.
Yeah. He is the longest reigning, and this would be true. This is not like the wrestling.
What?
This would be for real.
Oh, wrestling's real. Well, they have champions.
Yeah, they do.
People have a belt. They wrestle for belts.
Yeah. Okay.
Just like boxing.
Vladimir is the longest reigning IBF, WBO, and IBO heavyweight champion in history and has the most defenses of those titles.
How many different, it used, when I was growing up, I think there was the WBC and the WBA. And that was like it. There were like two belts that you fought for. Now, how many are there?
I have no idea.
How many boxing organizations are there?
Way too many.
Yeah, seems like it.
Now, is Vladimir the Ukrainian, right?
I think so. And then he has a brother too, right? There's two Klitschkos.
Yes.
That box and are both very good, right?
Yes, and they're both, I believe, fighting right now in Ukraine.
I think you're probably right, yes.
And I think Vladimir was featured speaking. I caught a clip of him, asking for more help from the world. So they're very involved, as you can be, fighting the Russians. Danica Patrick is 40. A race car driver, the most successful woman in IndyCar racing in history so far. She started racing as a kid with go-karting, dabbled in snowmobiles, motocross, and midget car racing before she got into the larger cars and the Indy cars. And she also raced some stock cars in her career as well, and does real good with GoDaddy.
She does some endorsement deals.
Yeah.
Does she drive anymore? I don't think she drives anymore, though, does she?
I don't believe so. I think she retired. But she's still, a recognizable icon, so she does do some marketing.
We're giving away a chance to win that Ultimate Track Day experience, and it says that you get you go to the course, and then there's professional instruction that is given to you before you get behind the wheel and drive yourself. You think maybe that's what she's doing now? You think she's one of the instructors for the Ultimate Track Day experience? That'd be cool.
Well, yeah. but I don't know that she'll be in. I don't know if she'll be in Omaha.
Just
or
an
not, or
idea.
Kansas City. Let's talk about that real quick. Register once a day for the Extreme Experience. Win the ultimate track day experience. You can choose a supercar and drive a real race car, and as Brent mentioned, you'll have an instructor with you on either the track in Kansas City or a track in Omaha, and you can pick from at least four different beautiful, luxurious hot rods. That's the way you should. I don't know if luxurious is really the description, but epic, type of race cars, sports cars, and why not register? You can also give that as a gift to somebody else if you don't actually want to drive yourself. So if one of you wins out there and you want to get old David J in the car, because we can't participate.
Right.
No.
But we can accept the gift.
I think we probably better not do that.
All right.
Okay. We talked about this yesterday, Brent. I'm excited for this. I think this is going to be a really neat fundraiser. It's coming up. And Becky Pearson was in yesterday with Pearson Physical Therapy to talk about the fundraiser. It's called Do You Want to Go for a Walk? The Dog Jog fundraiser to benefit Nathan King's new therapy dog. He's going to get a new dog. The dog that he had suffered cancer, and he lost the dog. Very important to him for his therapy. And they're going to have this activity Sunday, April 3rd at 2 p.m. in Melham Park. And you can walk or jog with other pet owners, enter raffles for prizes. Bring your dog if you have one. I was offered a St. Bernard yesterday.
Nice.
To take. I don't know if I'll do that. I think even if you don't have a dog and you go, it's going to be a blast just to watch everybody's, dogs smelling one another and running around, all of that. And I would think you would want to have your dog on a leash.
I would say that would be a good idea. Yeah.
But we're going to raise a lot of money, and 100% of the proceeds goes towards helping Nathan purchase his new therapy dog. You can also register online for this event if you want to do it in advance, or call for more information at 872-5800. Casey is up to bat.
Oh, that's a
nice,
great
Dave.
reference.
Man, what a segue. The king of the segue. That's 40-plus years of experience in the radio business when you can segue into a segment like that.
Especially after only having half a shower.
He had a half a shower today?
Yeah, he only showered half of himself, so... And it was the right side, so...
This side's clean, this side's not.
So if you see Dave later, I encourage you to stand to his right.
Well, I didn't have my radio on earlier, so I have to ask why.
Well, yesterday I got a spray of water from my Rogue shower head in my eye, and I was worried I damaged my eye. Brent noticed it, and a very nice lady down at the bank was concerned about it, and it seems like my eye's okay. So I haven't had a chance to try to replace the shower head, or maybe there's one of those sprays that's going off to the side.
Get a little piece of calcium or something in there.
So I didn't have time to, or take time to fix it. So this morning I didn't want to damage my eye, so I stood off to the side, so I only washed half of my body.
May I suggest a bath?
Well, I don't want to wake my wife up. She's upstairs sleeping, and if I went up and took a bath, I would disturb her.
Well, now we know which side to stand on.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
This is kind of personal, and Brett will get kind of... He admitted that sometimes Shelley scratches his back. Now, he did not say that he scratches Shelley's back. Have you ever scratched Shelley's back?
Well, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, when you can't reach it, and does your husband scratch your back sometimes?
Well, I suppose he would if I asked him, but...
You don't ask him?
Well, I know if I ask him, then he's going to ask me, and I don't want to have to reciprocate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know that phrase, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't want to.
Yeah.
So if you don't...
I don't want to scratch your back, you don't want to scratch mine.
Yeah.
So you don't ask, and that way you don't... Yeah. But
I have a back scratcher.
Yeah, Joan got one out the other day. But don't you feel a little bit I feel a little bit like a primate when you know how you see the monkeys in the trees and they groom one another.
Yes.
I love that primate feeling.
I'm learning a lot about you this morning.
Aren't you glad you came in today?
But only on the right side.
Yeah, stand to his right.
Noted, Joan.
That's what we're encouraging everyone to do today. My goodness, when I've been driving by Mid-Plains Community College this week, what is going on out there? My gracious, your parking lot is jam-packed.
Everything.
Everything.
I don't think either Shelley nor I have I don't think that we have slowed down one time since Monday morning. It's been one of those weeks.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to come out, and we've had several meetings and we've got several things going on, and it's a lot of fun. It sure made the week go fast. That was nice.
It does make days go fast when you have so much going on, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, we were like working through lunch. It's been a really busy week, but that's great, right?
Yeah.
Like, we love to have people out. We have a CPR class today, and about a week ago we were a little concerned because we only had 2 people signed up. We have those pesky minimums where we have to have at least 4 people. And I told Shelley, if we don't have anybody by Monday, we're going to start making some phone calls. And we didn't. So we were thinking, oh, this is not good. So I made one phone call and the class filled up like that. And now we have a carryover to next month. So, ask and you will receive. Good. Sometimes.
Are those CPR classes the ones to keep your card and everything up to date, or are they beginning classes? Or I'm assuming they differ, maybe.
Well, no, actually, it's the same thing. Like if you've been certified in CPR before and you need your card renewed, this is the class that you would take. But also, if you've never taken a CPR class, you can take this as well.
Take this one. Okay.
Yeah, this is the class that we have today is called Heart Saver CPR, and it's for you, me, anybody who just wants to know the skills in CPR, and it also teaches you how to use an AED and then some first aid techniques as well. So we're gonna start doing a CPR class every month. We're calling it the Fourth Fridays because we love those alliterations, right? So the fourth Friday of every month, we have another CPR class. So this month is full. Next month is about half full. So if you need to get your CPR certification, we just like to be able to, when someone calls, say, here's when our next class is. So the fourth Friday, that's what we can say. So there you go. The other thing that I want to mention, and it does, whenever we talk about CPR, it always reminds me to talk about QPR. QPR stands for Question, Persuade, and Respond, and it is all about suicide prevention. And, we've talked about this before.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's never, this is a class I wish we did not have, that we didn't need to have. But it's also something that we have to talk about. And we'll never not talk about suicide prevention. Our community needs this, and we need to know what to do. It's just like knowing CPR. If you were walking through Dollar General and somebody had a medical emergency and you were there and could help them, then that made that class worth it. And it's the same thing for QPR. It's all about you and me and just the lay person. You don't have to be an expert in mental health. You don't have to be a medical professional. You just have to be someone who cares about other people. And QPR teaches you how to question someone. Are you having issues right now? Do you need to talk to someone? Persuade that person to go and find someone or get some help. And then respond in a way that gives them that freedom to be able to, that comfort level to be able to do that. So our QPR class is going to be next Thursday. It's really short. It's only an hour. It tends to go a little longer than that because people get to talking. But we've scheduled it from 12 to 1, so you can feel free to bring your lunch out to the campus. It is free. We don't charge for QPR. We got a grant several years ago that allowed us to do that. And once that grant ran out, we just continued doing it because it's that important and it needs to happen. This is one of those classes, I talked a little bit earlier about having that minimum number. QPR does not have a minimum number. If we have one person there, we will teach the class. And really, there are some techniques that you are taught during the class, how to ask questions, how to talk to someone, but really it turns into a conversation, and a lot of people bring stories and personal anecdotes and things, but really it's all about talking. And that's what suicide prevention is, really all about for you and me, is how do you talk to someone and help them. So
when is that again?
That is next Thursday, March 31st. From 12 to 1.
Okay. And does it, I know you mentioned it was free. Does it still help you, though, if people contact you ahead of time and let you know that they plan to attend?
Yes. We do have one person that has signed up already, and so we know that we're going to have the class. But it is helpful just planning wise if we know that you're planning on coming. But if you don't get around to calling us and you just want to show up, please do that. We'll make it work for you. So that's one of those ones that it's like CPR. You hope you take the class and you never use it.
Right.
You never use that knowledge. But if you need to, boy, it's sure important that you could. So.
Well, thanks for continuing the class after the grant was spent, because it is so important. So thank you.
Yeah. That's what we do.
Yeah.
On a little bit lighter note, sometimes it feels weird to talk about a very serious class that we have, and then on Wednesday we have art classes. So, but all equally important and all things that people want to learn. So, on Wednesday of next week, so that would be March 30th, we have 2 art classes. Now, one of them is, we've met that minimum. The other one, we're not quite there yet. But the classes that are happening next Wednesday are, the first one is a chalk painting and stencil workshop. Chalk painting, it's popular right now. And you learn how to stencil, and you make a little design on a board that you get to take home. And then the second one is acrylic fluid art, and it is one of those that you pour the paint on the campus, on canvas. Don't pour it on the campus.
No, don't do that.
We'd have to clean that up, and that would be not fun. But you pour it on the canvas, and you move it all around, and it makes a really cool pattern. So I would have thought that would be the one people would love. It's very messy, but who doesn't love to make a mess?
Kind of a freedom sort of thing.
Yeah.
You just let it go. Yeah.
So we do need a couple more people there. It's the same instructor for both of them, so a lot of times we have people stay from one to the other. But that is next Wednesday. It starts at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 to 3 for the chalk painting, and then 4 to 6 for the acrylic art. So you can have a whole afternoon of creativity.
Release.
Yes.
Art. Yeah.
Exactly. So we're looking forward to those. The other thing that I wanted to mention, we've had a lot of people coming in to get some advising and to register for classes. Boy, we love that. That is, it just feels really good to have people coming back to the building and preparing for summer and fall. And we just encourage you, if you're thinking about it or you just want to come in and ask questions, come on in.
Okay.
So.
And for folks out there who want to drop by, what are the hours and so forth?
So we are at the campus. Now I almost said canvas there.
Welcome to our world.
Yeah.
This happens to us all the time.
We are there from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Thursday. We're there 8 to 4 on Fridays. We are not open on the weekends. We get a lot of people that want to come in on Saturdays and Sundays, and we're not.
Okay.
We're not open right now. But give us a call. Our phone number is 872-5259, and we'd be glad to get you a time that you can come in and talk to us.
Okay. All right, Casey. Thanks.
Thanks.
Anything else that we didn't talk about that you wanted to mention?
I don't think so. Just busy with registration.
Okay.
Come on out. We'd be happy to see you.
Okay. We'd like you to order up some rain for us.
Oh.
Would you? Because I know you want to golf.
Yeah.
And if we don't get some rain, that's going to be tough golfing, isn't it?
I know. Golf course opens tomorrow.
Does it?
Yes. Please be careful.
Yeah.
If you're out golfing. Stay on the cart paths. Try
Yeah,
not
there
to
you go.
try not to drive everywhere because it's pretty bad out there. But Gage has been working really hard to get it in shape. So
Yeah, stay on the paths, and
yes.
Couple of things. There could be a spark of some kind. Secondly, just wearing on the grass when it's so brittle.
Yeah. We talked about that last night. The fire hazard. You just never know. But just be careful, pay attention, and stay on the car paths.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Case.
Thank you.
Casey Johnson with Mid-Plains Community College, our guest this morning. Thank you very much. We will take a timeout. We'll continue with these words.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
If you're looking for the full package, look no further. Team Physical Therapy is pleased to be able to offer you not only physical therapy, but now occupational therapy and speech therapy. Call 872-5111. Together empowering able movement. Team Physical Therapy can help you in all your therapy needs, from babies to the older adult. Call 872-5111. We offer one-on-one therapy with the rehab specialist. Call 872-5111 or check us out on the web at myteampt.com.
Sign up now for a chance to win the Extreme Experience giveaway. One winner will receive the drive of a lifetime behind the wheel of a supercar of their choice. Oh, by the way, there's no speed limit. You must be at least 18 years old with a valid driver's license to enter. We will draw one winner May 2nd on The Breakfast Show. Make sure to enter daily at sandhillsexpress.com/contests. The Extreme Experience Giveaway is brought to you by
A1 Auto Repair in Arnold, Power Solutions of Broken Bow, and Muddy Creek Auto, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show with Dave and Brent.
It is 8:33. And Brent Apperson is at his table, prepared to bring you information about many different things, as he does each and every day so wonderfully. Yesterday, I believe it was, or maybe the day before, we were talking about Tom Hanks crashing some weddings and surprising people and doing a photo bomb, they called it. Well, now, since he's in Pittsburgh working on a movie, he's been asked to marry some people, conduct the wedding.
Oh.
And he said, sure. How would you like to have Tom Hanks
officiate your wedding?
Yeah, do the wedding for you. Officiating a wedding in the area for newlyweds Christina and Tyson. The actor is doing double duty during his daytime job, and then he's filming a movie called A Man Called Otto, and officiating of weddings. He must like weddings.
Yeah.
I guess they're nice.
I would think so. Yeah.
Do you have a big wedding?
No, we didn't. Yeah. No, not really.
We didn't
either. A smaller one.
Very small.
Yeah.
That's another whole story.
Yeah, I guess so. Hey, you want to know about a job opportunity?
Yes, please.
A reminder, Central Nebraska Community Action Partnership looking for an individual to work as an infant toddler teacher in Broken Bow. It is a full-time position, great benefits. Looking for someone with their Child Development Associate Certificate, would prefer someone with an associate's or bachelor's degree in early childhood education and previous experience working with infants up to 3 years old and their families. You would be providing primary care, doing lesson planning for infants and toddlers, and conducting parent meetings and complete various reports. If you need an application or have some questions, contact CNCAP at 308-745-0780. The extension is 0. Or if you want to apply, just go to their website, and you can apply online at centralnebraskacap.com.
Couple words from some good businesses, and we'll be right back.
Here at Bruning Bank, our roots run deep in Nebraska agriculture, and we are proud to work with farmers and ranchers every day to grow and improve their operations. In honor of National Ag Month, we want to recognize all those who work in the ag industry and say thank you. These past few years have not been easy, and you have shown your resilience and dedication to your land, crops, and livestock productions. Bruning Bank is proud to support your operation by providing you with all the financial services you need, from checking to loans to useful business technologies. Bruning Bank, build, grow, thrive, member FDIC.
Purple Wave. We sell big, dirty, greasy things. Get the equipment you need now on purplewave.com. Hundreds of items sell each week. All items guaranteed to the highest bidder, regardless of the price. Bid now on farm equipment, construction equipment, vehicles, and more. purplewave.com. Straight, simple, sold.
It is 8:37, and my brother and son all in one, Brent Apperson, is feathering through some paperwork. What are you finding over there, Brent?
Well, a lot of things we want to remind you about today. First off, the Anselmo Volunteer Fire Department, they're going to be having their annual pancake supper on March 26th. Don't forget about that this weekend from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Anselmo Fire Hall. They'll be serving pancakes and sausage for a free will donation, so help support them. Anselmo Volunteer Fire Department hosting their annual pancake supper. Again, this is March 26th, serving from 6 until 8 p.m. at the Anselmo Fire Hall. It's all for just a free will donation.
And I think while you're there, you could just say thank you, Anselmo volunteers, for all of the work you've been doing to keep things safe out there with all these different fires and so forth that we're having. Hi, Mr. Bristol. Come on in. Brent Apperson, you like to sing. You seem like every once in a while you break into song. And Mr. Bristol is here, a former music instructor, and I was wondering if you might go ahead and sing a song and have him grade you.
Move that microphone right over to you.
Grab
there,
those mics,
Mr.
guys.
Bristol.
Which side are we talking?
There you go.
There you go.
Well,
Just,
that's what
there
happens.
he
Okay.
is.
Yeah, well, just be careful.
I'm not going to do that to you.
Praise God. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you. That's a good thing. I have to do that later on in April. I'm going to do a judging later, and that's hard enough for me. So yeah. That's,
Okay, I'll give you a break today.
Bless you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I was told by my wife, though, that as I've gotten older, I'm now almost 40 to 50% on key.
Wow.
So I've gotten better.
That's
according to her.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. A little instruction probably wouldn't hurt Dave. Okay, but not this morning. Okay.
Okay.
We're
All right.
about something else.
We have more important things to discuss today, don't we?
Most certainly.
Yeah.
But it's Andy you want to talk to.
Andy Gibbons is here. Pull that mic a little closer, Andy, would you?
That brings up a good idea, though, Dave.
What's
Having
that?
Mr. Bristol here judge. That was one of the ideas that I thought of for the Muddy Creek celebration, having a battle of the bands or something.
Oh.
So we could use
there you
Mr.
go.
Bristol as a judge for that.
That could be, yeah, that would be another dangerous situation.
Mr. Bristol, I'm just getting you in all kinds of...
I was having such a good day.
Yeah, well, we like
to ruin people's days. Is that what you're saying?
Well, you've known Dave for a long time, and if there's one thing Dave loves to do, it's volunteer people to do things.
That's great.
So,
that's wonderful.
Well, I was trying to put Brent on the spot, not you, Mr. Bristol.
Oh, okay, thank you.
But it backfired on us a little bit.
That's all right. It's okay.
So, 135 years there has been a summer celebration in Ansley. I'm thinking it was not always called the Muddy Creek celebration, but there was always an Ansley celebration. And we know that all these communities out there, you kind of run up and down through the years, it kind of ebbs and flows as far as the number of volunteers you get. And we understand that there's kind of a drive right now in Ansley to recruit some help so you can have the 136th.
Correct. Yep.
So what are you doing? I think you're having a meeting and
Monday, March 28th, this Monday coming up, we're going to have a meeting at 7 p.m. at the high school. Exactly where in the high school, that kind of depends on how many people show up.
Mm-hmm.
It may be in the little boardroom, or we may be taking over the gym. So hopefully it's the gym.
Yeah.
What we're looking for is any businesses, organizations, individuals, really just anybody who has an idea, who wants to volunteer, who wants to help, whatever it might be. We're just asking that you show up and you give us your input. There will be cookies. I made sure of that.
That's important.
So that'll at least help maybe drag a few people in.
Yeah.
It's not something that a couple people can do. It's not something 5 or 6 people can plan a whole celebration. So we want as many people to show up as we can get. Just put in your 2 cents and help us plan this year's celebration and make it the best we can make.
Go ahead, Brent.
I would think, Andy, that, we're talking about a celebration to spotlight Ansley.
Right.
But you don't have to be an Ansley resident to help.
Absolutely
right?
not. No,
okay.
Anybody's welcome. Broken Bow, Sumner, Eddyville, whoever wants to come. Just show up, and if you have an idea, if you have an idea for an event, if you're a sponsor for an event, if you have inflatable bounce houses or something and you want to bring them to the celebration, come to the meeting, let's talk. Let's see what we can do.
And it does take some money to put on a celebration, so if somebody out there was thinking about maybe making a donation, I'm sure that would be accepted with a big thank you as well.
Right.
Yeah. It doesn't take, how do I want to put this? Like you said, Andy, you can't put a festival on with 3, 4, 5 people. You need a team.
It takes the whole community.
And if you have a team, then everybody doesn't have to do a lot if they all just chip in a little bit, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, Mr. Bristol, I think that's the thing, you know?
Yeah, in the old days, old days when I was a kid, okay, so that was old days, okay. We had 2 pretty good-sized organizations in Ansley. One of those still exists, which was the Firemen's Organization, but the Firemen and our Rotary Club. Ansley was known for many years as the smallest community in the United States that had a Rotary Club. So they took care of that. And so people kind of got used to that. Well, then we used to have like the Women's Club, and they would chip in and help with that. And we used to have Rebecca's, and we used to have a number of those organizations in town. We used to have American Legion Auxiliary, so they always helped the Legion with their ice cream stand. Well, those organizations have all just kind of faded away. And organizationally, even in almost all communities, you just end up with just kind of like one. So our firemen, thank God, are still pretty active in the community, but they alone couldn't put on the celebration. So now is sort of one of those times in the history of celebrations where it's got to be individuals, and we still have some groups. We have our Andy mentioned it earlier this morning when we were talking about we have a very active FFA chapter. We have a pretty, but sometimes kids don't think, well, like, why would we be planning part of the summer celebration? Well, yeah, they should be part of that. We draw kids, and you were talking about that earlier. I was thinking about when you said, is this just limited to people inside of Ansley? No, we draw kids at Ansley's public schools from south down to the South Lip River up to north of west. We've got kids coming from everywhere. Their ideas would be very welcomed at this meeting. And I think a lot of times, their schedules are so full they barely have enough time to breathe. But it would be good to hear from them too, because maybe there's something that they could, if they gave us the idea, we could help them with the sponsoring of it. So, yeah, it's time now. Those organizations don't exist, so it's now time for more individuals to step forward. And Andy and I were talking about that too. We've got people in their 20s, their 30s, their 40s who could step up to the plate here. Andy and his wife are running 2 businesses. They've got 3 kids in school. Nobody could be more busy than the Gibbons family. I can guarantee you that, okay? So, yes, we're all busy. Yeah. So it's just a night. Come, give the ideas at the school. Let us hear what you've got to say, and we can put together a celebration. And in the old days, it was first started out with 4th of July celebrations, and it moved to a summer celebrations. We just need the ideas to make this work.
You also have, when you have the celebrations, it kind of features the community. When we've went down and, broadcast a remote before the events, got the beautiful park and the lake, and you have volleyball available there, and softball, baseball, fishing contests. A lot of those things are already right there for somebody to take a hold of and run an event off of. So it isn't like you have to invent the wheel here.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. We've already talked. There's, depending on what day we do the celebration, there's a pretty good chance that we will have another fishing tournament. The volleyball tournament, that they usually plan that around the celebrations, so pretty good chance we'll have that again this year. But we're just looking for any and every idea, anybody, anything that we can come up with. And we've done hog wrestling in the past. We've done tank races on the little pond there. We've done a lot of different things. And the carnival, unfortunately, we can't do that again. They pretty much, with liabilities and everything, they just don't come to small towns anymore. So we have to kind of reinvent the wheel and reinvent the festival. And we've had great festivals in the past. The Fex, Chaz and Trent have both done a great job planning it.
Yes.
But it's just getting to the point where they're getting burned out because they're not getting help. And so that's why we're here. We need help. Otherwise, we don't have a festival anymore. And it's a great thing for Ansley. It's a great thing for the whole community to do a festival and to have that exposure to the rest of the community, and just for us to kind of relax and have a couple days, hang out with different people. So everybody's busy and we don't get to talk to people very often, except when we see kids at sporting events or something, and then you're more focused on watching your kids. This is come have a couple days and just chit-chat with your friends and enjoy it.
Kind of like the old days, like Mr. Bristol's talking about, where you came into town every Saturday night and hung around and visited with your friends and neighbors, and we just don't do that like we used to do once a week. And you come in and got your groceries and hung around and visited with your friends and neighbors. Those days aren't like that anymore, but to have a festival, you can do that at least once a year. And, one of the things about Ansley, we've talked about it, Brent, many times here on the show. It's good to get people to pull off the highway and drive into town, too, because Ansley's really looking fine on Main Street. A lot of things have been painted and fixed up, and you've reopened the store there, Andy, and Lumberyard's real active, and there's just a lot of really nice things going on downtown that people driving down Highway 2 probably don't know about.
Right.
And this is a chance for you to kind of showcase that as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So when is the meeting again?
March 28th.
Monday.
Monday, March 28th.
It's coming
this
up
Monday.
quick.
Yep, at 7 p.m.
Okay.
At the high school.
At the high school, Monday, March 28th, 7 p.m. Don't have to be from Ansley, but it would be nice if a lot of Ansley folks would show up as well. So.
And cookies. Don't forget
There
the
you go.
cookies.
Free
Cookies can
cookies.
have the cookies, right? Yeah.
You were, Andy, you said something about not being able to bring a carnival in. You don't have to make it the state fair to have a good time.
That's right.
And you don't have to have a huge idea, I'm guessing, to bring to the table on Monday. If someone just wants to say, hey, you know what, I'll organize a cake raffle, or that's what you're talking about, right?
If we can organize just 100 little things, then we could have a great festival. We don't have to have 5 great big things.
Right.
Just everybody has something. We used to do a cakewalk downtown. We used to, there used to be all sorts of different things we do.
I think Dunk Tank you've had.
Dunk Tank, yes.
right.
Had that experience, yes.
Yes.
Great.
I remember one year you had paintball, and I think the radio station, for some reason, went and participated in that. And I think we still have marks from getting hit by paintball.
Well, we got a little close.
Close, I'm sure.
We didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah, that was at the park, I think.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful park, and the downtown is great. And so
we do have the new pathway on the park, so that'd be a
Yes,
great
the new
time
pathway is completed around the park now. So if you
good.
need a place to exercise a little bit, take a walk around the park. That's just kind of getting started to be developed, but the pathway is down, so they've got some more ideas for a picnic shelter, some benches. So there's more things to be developed there. But yeah, it's a good way. That's a good, and maybe somebody will come up with a unique idea for something along the path down the park to kind of get that kicked off and kind of the ribbon cut on that. So yeah.
Yeah, and you've got some new playground equipment.
We do, yes. The new
Really
playground will
nice.
be all completed by then because they've got some more mulch to put down, but the weather's not been, yeah.
It would blow it away right now.
Blow it away right now,
Yeah.
so exactly. So.
Yeah. Well,
So please,
yeah.
everybody please come Monday night, March the 28th, 7 p.m. at the school, free cookies, right?
Right.
Have a meeting.
Will you have like water or something to wash those cookies down?
Possibly.
We could maybe do
We'll
that,
try-
yeah.
we'll try to.
Are you baking all the cookies?
No.
Gibbons?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, you don't want me to bake. My wife, she's a great baker.
Yeah.
But these cookies are going to come from Heather Rohde. She's going to
All right, there you go.
Heather's
Be
going to
good.
make the cookies. It's
Yeah.
worth coming. Okay,
Yeah, you
just so-
bet. I was thinking, like sack races, and there's all kinds of simple things that you can do. I think Arnold kind of tried that last summer. They hadn't had a summer festival for a while because they have lots of other events.
Yes.
And the gentleman over there decided, let's do something. And really, that's what it was. They had a little parade, and then they all gathered in the park and played games.
Yep.
Yep.
That's really good enough, isn't it?
It doesn't have to be elaborate, like Andy said.
Yeah.
Small little things make a lot of fun. So
Yeah. And by the way, carnivals, as you mentioned, it's disappointing, but you just don't hardly see them anymore in smaller towns and smaller communities.
No.
And, if there is a good one, it's booked somewhere.
Yep.
That's right.
Well, the problem with the carnival was it always had stuff for either really little kids or really big kids. There wasn't really anything for the middle kids in there. And so
They didn't have a
kinda got
lot for old
discouraged. They didn't
people
want to
either.
go. Well, yeah. Just a lot of walking.
older, more mature.
Yeah, they need the more mature rides.
The wheelchair races.
Something like that. Very good.
A Ferris wheel with wheelchairs.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would have been good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. We appreciate it very much.
You bet. We'll be right back.
When you're having pain, you want it gone fast. Varney Health Mart has what you need to push it aside. Health Mart Pain Relief Caplets, 100 count, $7.99. Pain Relief 100 count tablets, also $7.99. For the kids, Liquid Pain and Fever Reducer is $5.99. Proud to be your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy. Varney Health Mart in downtown Broken Bow. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
The Custer County Quiz Bowl has been rescheduled, and we'll be there to broadcast some of the bright young minds of the area. Wednesday the 30th, listen or watch as area teams compete in matches of knowledge. We'll go live mid-morning and broadcast until a champion is crowned. Listen on KVBN or watch the Sandhills Express YouTube or Facebook pages live. The Custer County Quiz Bowl, live on Wednesday the 30th.
Ansley Lumber and Supply in Ansley is your go-to destination for all of your building needs. Need new siding? Well, they offer top-of-the-line products from James Hardy and LP Smart Siding. After you get your new siding, take a look at their premium decking from TimberTech or Armadillo. Ansley Lumber and Supply has a great selection of metal for buildings. Don't forget about those shingles. They offer GAF shingles to protect those new buildings. To top it all off, check out their line of Therma-Tru doors to keep the environment outside. Give Ansley Lumber and Supply a call for your next project or stop in downtown Ansley.
There's a difference between treating the pain and treating the problem. At Pearson Physical Therapy, we strive to not only reduce your pain, but actually treat the underlying cause so that you remain pain-free, even after you finish physical therapy. If you're frustrated by pain that keeps coming back, Pearson Physical Therapy can give you the tools that will keep you moving pain-free. Call Pearson's in Broken Bow at 308-872-5800 or check us out on the web at pearsonpt.com. Get the treatment you need and the care you deserve at Pearson Physical Therapy.
It is 8:55. Good morning, Steve. Steve's checked in on the chat box and a couple other notes there, so thank you very much. We appreciate that. Well, every time this song comes up and I decide to play it, it always makes me scratch my head. Not my back,
okay,
because I can't reach it, but my head.
Yeah.
And it just still blows me away that this song, written back in the middle to late 60s, performed by Buffalo Springfield, which had many great artists in it that went on to do other things. This song was written then, and when you listen to it, you think it's about today. It's kind of frustrating, scary, and a realization that we have each and every day a lot of work to do to get along and be better people. And here it is. It's called For What It's Worth, Buffalo Springfield on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News special report. Poland's President Duda is expected to welcome President Biden, who's just landed at the Polish-Ukraine border, where he'll meet with U.S. soldiers and then with refugees tomorrow. Correspondent Wendy Gillette is in Jeshu.
250,000 refugees have passed through the city's train station over the past month. Most have traveled on to other destinations. City officials say only around 2,500 remain. The UN Refugee Agency estimates they're just a fraction of the more than 2 million Ukrainian refugees who have crossed into Poland.
Before he left Brussels, Mr. Biden announced U.S. shipments of liquefied natural gas to Europe.
The United States and the European Union are going to work together to take concrete measures to reduce dependence on natural gas. Period.
National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan says the U.S. and NATO are working on contingency plans in the event Russia launches attacks on NATO territory. CBS News Special Report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
In the NCAA men's basketball tournament, Sweet 16 action, and a pair of number one seeds are eliminated, including the number one overall seed Gonzaga losing to fourth-seeded Arkansas 74-68, and fellow one seed Arizona is out after the fifth seed Houston led wire-to-wire in a 72-60 victory. Number two seed Duke beat the three seed Texas Tech 78-73, so at least one more game for Blue Devils legendary head coach Mike Krzyzewski, who picks up his NCAA tournament record 100th tournament victory. Duke will next face Arkansas in the West Regional Final. Two-seed Villanova beats the 11-seed Michigan 63-55. The Wildcats will take on Houston in the South Regional Final. NBA games of note, the Suns pick up their league-best 60th win of the year with a 140-130 win over the Nuggets. Bucks beat the Wizards 114-102. Pelicans top the Bulls 126-109. Raptors over the Cavaliers 117-104. Grizzlies beat the Pacers 133-103.
Here's your weatherology forecast. A red flag warning will be in effect from early this afternoon until late this evening. Some sunshine today with our high nearing 56. North winds between 15 and 25 and gusting as high as 35. Partly cloudy overnight tonight with a low around 25. North winds between 5 and 20 and gusting as high as 30. More sunshine on Saturday with a high of 55 and 26 Saturday night. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff forecaster Kara Foster.
News and weather was brought to you today by Custer Electric and Irrigation in Broken Bow. Custer Electric and Irrigation is proud to be your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer, and they're celebrating their 5-year anniversary all month long. Their business birthday was on March 13th, 2017, and 5 years have absolutely flown by. To celebrate with you, they are offering 10% off all parts through the month of March. That includes electric motors. They have a large variety of WEG and Balder motors in stock too, ready to go. Make sure you schedule a pivot inspection with Custer Electric and Irrigation soon. Every fourth inspection is free, and you get 10% off all parts used. The savings continue too, because in-season pivots that were inspected ahead of time get a 10% parts discount. They are proud to be the only business in the area that can take care of your electrical, ag, and irrigation needs with a single phone call or handshake. Simply put, they are excited to celebrate their 5-year anniversary right now, and they look forward to many years of serving you ahead. Call 872-7786, like them on Facebook, or visit CusterEI.com. Custer Electric and Irrigation. Experience the difference.
37 degrees here at Broken Bow currently. Cloud cover up there, some clear sky. Looks like it's more cloudy than not again now. Winds lightening up just a little bit for the time being at 5 to 15. But the forecast is indicating that that will not be the case today. That red flag warning is up with the winds and so forth. Barometric pressure continues to rise and humidity is at 49%. The Under the Sun gathering. You're invited to join the Wild Rose Art Gallery's artists as they are having a show tonight from 7 until 9 p.m. featuring the gallery's latest works that are being featured. It's located at 444 South 8th Avenue on the square in Broken Bow, right on the corner of Highway 2 and 21. And they'd love to have you stop in. There's no charge, of course. It's called Under the Sun Reception, and that means, I imagine you're going to get quite a variety of different arts that the different local talented artists have created and are showing at this show tonight. So take it in. It starts again at 7 o'clock this evening. I want to talk a little bit, real quick, about Stan.
Okay.
Stan is the man in many, many ways.
Mm-hmm.
He knows just about everything. He's willing to share his knowledge with you. He likes it when you share knowledge back and have a good conversation while you're doing business there. His crew, his staff, is much the same way. Very, very friendly people. They'll take care of you. And they, if they're busy and there's people waiting to pay for their goods, you're going to have to move along. You can't stand there and talk. But, if you're in there and you're the only one, they're always willing to have a little chat with you. Makes it enjoyable. It's a spirit shop with personality. And they would love to have you stop by if you haven't for a while. I personally think people, in some cases, just feel comfortable buying their spirits at a spirit shop. It just fits.
Yes.
I think that's just clear and evident. I should be a lawyer right now. Anyway, Stan's there for you. The crew's there for you. They're there 7 days a week, and they'll be there each and every day. The one thing we stress every time that we talk about the Whiskey Barrel is you won't find a sign flashing big, deep discounts on this one particular product. They don't do it that way. They price everything fairly within the store, and when you walk in, there's no leader items that you're going to be pulled in with. You're just going to go in and pay fair prices. Stan and the crew, they are aware of their competition. They know what a fair price is, and that's the sticker they put on it. So don't worry about that. You'll have fun. You'll pay a fair price for the products, and you get free ice with purchase to put in your cooler. At the Whiskey Barrel, located between Subway and Vet Care, right across from Gateway Motors.
What's on the sign? Have you noticed?
Even
Stan's kind of known for putting good things on his sign. Sometimes thought-provoking.
Well,
sometimes just funny.
I think the last one was March is something like March is a good time to take your mother-in-law ice fishing. But that's kind of some of the humor that goes on there. It's all in good fun.
Yes, it is.
What else do we have going on here?
A lot of things we need to remind people about. Of course, the Universal Insurance Agency reminds you that if you haven't done it already, it's a good time to do a review of your insurance coverage. They can help you make sure that you are properly insured on all of your equipment and can help to make sure that you are building that your building values are at the appropriate levels, especially for farmers before you get really busy with planting season coming up. Call Universal Insurance in Broken Bow at 872-6438, or you can stop into their office right off Highway 2. Universal Insurance Agency, a division of GTA Insurance Group.
We'll be right back with more information. We are going to make a phone call and see if we can catch a comedian this morning on The Breakfast Show. Stay tuned.
This is important news. If you have unfiled tax returns, the IRS is shifting gears and ramping up investigations on non-filers this year. If you failed to file your tax returns for a year or more, or you owe back taxes, now's the time to call Optima Tax Relief before the IRS finds you. Optima is America's #1 most trusted tax resolution firm, specialized in helping individuals, families, and businesses get right with the IRS. They're experts in the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, a powerful new program that can make resolving tax issues easier. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, Optima's award-winning team has helped thousands of people protect their paychecks, bank accounts, homes, and businesses by putting their tax problems to rest, resolving over $1 billion in tax debts for their clients. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
9:09, we just heard from Custer Electric and Irrigation. They sponsored our weather and news at 9 this morning, as they often do. Thank you very much. And it mentioned in the ad that they're celebrating their 5-year anniversary all month long. So there's a bit of March left for you to get in and save at Custer Electric and Irrigation. And we all know that in the ag news, the main topic right now is the cost of inputs and the cost of operation. And you're in luck because Custer Electric and Irrigation is having a 5-year in business celebration that was mentioned in the ad. And they're going to celebrate with you by offering 10% off all parts through this month. That includes electric motors, and they have a large variety of WEG and ball-door motors in stock too. Irrigation season going to be here in no time, so make sure you schedule a pivot inspection. And time is running out on that, so get a hold of Custer Electric and Irrigation very soon. Every fourth inspection is free, by the way, and you get 10% off all parts used, so now's the time to get it done. Stop in or give Lance a call with any questions on these great deals at Custer Electric and Irrigation, West Highway 2, Broken Bow.
I want to remind you about Roxanne with Nebraska Land Hearing Center, there to help you with your hearing. Easter coming up. Do you struggle with your hearing and or worry about missing out on conversations with family and friends at gatherings? If so, stop in to see Roxanne. Some great things going on right now, like offering free hearing evaluation and free office calls, free extended warranties on new hearing aids, and extended discounts for just buying local. So make your appointment today. You can do it by calling 308-384-3852, 308-384-3852. You'll find them in the Broken Bow Chamber Building, downtown Broken Bow.
Another job opening. Country Partners is hiring. That's Country Partners Co-op, and they are looking for a station manager up at Anselmo. Also looking for full-time custom applicator positions available in Ord, Callaway, and Myrna. Seasonal agronomy truck driving positions also available at all those locations. But you must have or be able to obtain a CDL. Apply today at countrypartnerscoop.com or contact the HR department at 308-537-7141. Country Partners Co-op is an equal opportunity employer. And this and other job listings are on our employment page on sandhillsexpress.com for you to look at if you want to catch more details.
Earlier this week, we visited with Tammy with the Pizza Hut in Broken Bow, and a reminder about some of the special things they have going on there. Of course, they have the big dinner box that they are featuring nationally right now at Pizza Hut. Pizza, I think wings, breadsticks, all kinds of stuff in it. So check it out, the big dinner box now on special at the Pizza Hut in Broken Bow. Tammy also talked about the spicy pizza, which has been a big hit. It's going to be sticking around until May 9th, so you still have time to try it out. Don't forget to sign up for their loyalty program online. And, of course, they're still looking for some great people to join their team, looking for all positions, offering wonderful benefits, flexible hours, and competitive wage. You can stop into the Pizza Hut in Broken Bow if you're interested, or even apply online. For more information, call Tammy. You can call the Pizza Hut at 872-6472 or call Tammy at 870-1520. The Pizza Hut in Broken Bow, closed at 4 p.m. on Mondays, closed on Tuesdays right now, closing at 9 p.m. every other night. They are open. Dining room is still closed, but they're ready to serve you with carryout and delivery.
All right, let's thank our National Ag Week sponsors who have been bringing you thoughts and messages about how important agriculture is, how much it's changed and changing. And we have many great businesses that have had ads on the air saying just that. They include Downey Drilling, A1 Auto Repair, Nebraska State Bank, Farm Credit Services of America, Mead Lumber, Mills Hardware, Arrow Seed, Trotter Service in Broken Bow, Dewey's Implement and Welding at Myrna, Baco Transfer, thank you very much, Power Solutions, Sargent Irrigation, Agland ATV, Trotter Fertilizer in Broken Bow, State Farm Insurance, Donna Cahill, Grocery Cart, Mount Custer Truck Sales, Sun Valley Landscaping, Custer Public Power District, and AgriBest Feeds in Callaway, all spending some money to let you farmers and ranchers out there and you agricultural folks know how important you are to them. And that is that. 9:14 is the time, bro.
All right. Thank you.
My good neighbor. I'm sorry I made you uncomfortable today about the primate thing,
no, it's okay.
And
I wasn't really uncomfortable. I get what you're talking about.
Okay. And if I'm around you today, I'll try to turn to my right.
Yeah, well, I'll try to keep a reminder to stand to your right side, since that's like the only half that you cleaned this morning, apparently.
The other side might be a little smelly.
Okay. Thanks for the heads up.
Here's the Imagine Dragons, one called Wrecked.
Days pass by and my eyes they dry and I think that I'm
You know, just over time,
Yeah.
and you got to know the area.
Sure.
You know, you're not going to Seattle with your Trump hat on, but you're not.
But here you would be okay with your Trump hat.
Here, or you don't go to Broken Bow driving your Kia with your Bernie Sanders sticker. So,
right there, you go.
Well,
you know, I in 2016, I was at the Omaha Funny Bone. Every place, Trump signs on the yards, and I saw a Kia with a Bernie Sanders sticker, and I said, "Who is this brave person driving a Kia with a Bernie Sanders sticker?" So I followed him all the way to Chick-fil-A, and who got out of the car? Bernie Sanders.
Oh, there you
So there you go.
That's the one guy who would have one on, probably. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you'll find. I know you already know this if you've been familiar with Central Nebraska and Kearney and here in Broken Bow, and you walked around the square. You already have a good feel for what the audience is here, so it should be a great time.
Well, no, it's going to be an awesome time. People are going to really like it, and hopefully we can do it periodically,
Yeah.
and come back to do that. Now, they legalized gambling in Nebraska, right?
Yes, they're working on having all kinds of racetracks and all sorts of things going on.
Okay, so it's just going to be at the racetracks for now?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
They're working on putting some tracks in some communities, so I don't know when they're actually going to be able to do it.
If it was anywhere, I would buy the Arch in Kearney and make it a fun place to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. Well, we look forward to the show.
All right. I hope you guys show up. Thanks for letting me on. And everybody, Broken Bow, come on. Bring your wife, girlfriend, meet someone strange. We're going to have a good time tonight.
All right. Thanks, Gary.
All right. Have a good one.
Take care. Yep. Gary Menke performing tonight at Sylvester's beginning at 7 o'clock. You mentioned Heather Jones will be there as well. And that sounds like a nice combination of comedy. And then you'll get up and do a little dancing a little bit later on as well, because live music to follow. So it's going to be a good night.
There you go. You got your night planned.
The Innocents and Comedy Night tonight at Sylvester's. And again, thank you, Freddie, for bringing live entertainment, both musically and for the comedy. I think everybody could use a chuckle right now.
Absolutely.
So be a fun night again. Might want to get there a little early. Sylvester's is what's really cool about Sylvester's is it can hold a lot more people than you think, but they have it pretty well. I think, let me just put it this way. Sometimes you can have a lot of people in a big room and it doesn't seem like there's very many people there. And it has a lot to do with the atmosphere of the evening then. At Freddie's, you can pack a lot of people in there, and it just makes it more fun. It's always fun because you think, hey, everybody's here. We're going to have a good time. So that's the way it is.
Yep, showtime 7 o'clock.
That's right. Now, Peggy, if you're listening, I would like you to go ahead and continue to text your son, my brother, continue to text him frequently about the Arkansas situation in basketball. When do they play again?
Saturday.
All right. Between now and Saturday, Peg, go for it.
Yeah, they'll play Duke.
Oh.
Yeah.
So if they upset Duke, then they would retire a coach, wouldn't they?
They would. Yes.
Oh, Peggy would be so happy.
I think she would. I think the nation would be split. half of the nation would be happy about it, and the other half maybe not so happy about it. But, Duke got a test last night, but they were able to survive and move on. So, they'll play Arkansas on Saturday.
I saw the first of that game. Then we kind of got busy with fires last night, so I kind of was in and out of the house, but not at our house, but the fires that the guys were fighting. And it looked like Duke had the jitterbugs when the game first started. They were not even hitting the basket. There was like 3 or 4 in a row where they didn't hit iron.
Yeah, they turned it over in like their first, on 3 of their first 5 possessions. But let me tell you something. In the final 6 minutes,
did they?
They didn't look jittery. Those freshmen played awfully well. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. More games tonight. They'll be on at my house if you want to come over.
I think we'll be watching the Vikings tonight.
Okay.
That's
the football team?
No,
I didn't know they were. I didn't know they were practicing.
No, the original. But that's something that we could talk about sometime. After watching this Viking show, and I think some of it is historically correct. I don't know why you'd call yourself the Vikings. They were pretty.
Really?
Pretty wild bunch.
Yeah, kind of a rough show, is it?
Yeah. Especially on the pagan side.
Yeah, that's what you've said.
Well, no, actually, I shouldn't say that. It's kind of a interesting show because it shows what is still being done today. Unfortunately, now the pagans had God. They had gods.
Okay.
And the Christians had one God, which is still that way today.
Yeah.
But the people who weren't really that dedicated to the religion side of it would use those to get what they wanted.
I see. Okay.
You know what I'm trying to say?
I think I'm following you.
We're going to have to go slaughter that bunch of people over there because we want their land, and our gods are on our side.
There you go.
And where are we at from that point in time to today?
Yeah, good point.
Woo. Well, anyway, we'll be watching the Vikings.
Okay. All right. I'm going to watch basketball. Go St. Peter's.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I might watch that.
That's the first game.
Okay. Well, then I can't.
I will say this. Man, we got to move these games up an hour.
I'm with you.
Because I couldn't. The Duke Texas Tech game was just so exciting. I couldn't go to sleep till it was over.
Now you're tired.
I am a little bit. Yeah.
Get some rest.
Okay. Thanks, Dave.
See you, bro.
All right. See ya.